Time for the deep dive. Jimmy Vaccaro, if you're ever in Las Vegas, stop in and see him at the Southpoint, bookmaker for over 40 years. And follow him on Twitter at Jimmy Vaccaro. We finally got some great games, Jimmy. I was thinking Sunday that both games were going to go to overtime. Terrific finishes.
It was unbelievable. As we've talked about so many times, Pauly, the entertainment factor here is just, it's over the top. I tell you what actually hurt some bettors yesterday is because the first game took so long. The people with tickets in their hand, they had to wait till the game was over so they could obviously cash their ticket and rebet it for the Kansas City game. We actually had to shut out some people because it was just so busy. The second game was busier than the first game, but that's the price you pay. It's a good price because obviously you don't like to shut anybody out, but the entertainment value is absolutely incredible. You couldn't ask for anything better when 3 field goals were kicked with 1 minute and 33 seconds to go. And that was a pretty bad report because there was such a huge amount of money in the Packers with the money line. But where do you go from here, pal? I don't know if you can top that.
Yeah, and the Steeler game too. They win the game and they don't score a touchdown.
I've never seen that. I talked to a couple of people yesterday. I can't even fathom thinking that far back where 6 field goals wins a game. Then you have a 2-point conversion that's nullified by a holding penalty. Then you have the miss here. And then, for the first time in a long time, you saw what should be done quite a bit. The Steelers had one chance to win the football game. They had to pass the ball on the 3rd and 3 instead of trying to run the ball. If they run the ball and don't make it, the way that everything is going, you figure that Atlanta will at least have a kick to win the game. But you go for the first down and you win the game. Pretty easy math, but sometimes the coaches, don't follow good advice.
Yeah. How about Saturday night where the Patriots, they were horrible and they still get the money?
Got the money, and that was a bad parlay game for the house. Make no mistake about it. That you're laying on 8, and as a bookmaker, and forget the other side. If you had it, you obviously you won the money. But we thought we were in relatively good shape. They would have to score twice in the late tenor of the game. But you saw what happened. 8 goes to 15. Then what a lot of people would say, including Al Michaels, it's not over yet. Forget the total at that time. The 15 goes to 18 with the field goal, but then he mentioned something about, now the game is officially over. So I can't begin to imagine. Yes, as long as I've been watching, I haven't never seen Brady play this bad. But even playing bad, they won a hapless game against a hapless team. The quarterback situation is obviously dismal. Defensively, they played well. Defensively, going in there, if you just said we're going to be the recipient of 3 turnovers, we have a chance to win the game. They kept it close for a while, but they just couldn't move the ball. You would say Osweiler's passing is a little different than Aaron Rodgers when he squeezed that one in there at the sideline with a few seconds ago. That was incredible play. That might have been one of the better plays I think I've ever seen it in over 40 years. Yes.
Do you expect Packer and over money all week from the public?
Yeah, here's the teaser play for next week. Again, I've been wrong, but I'm usually more right than wrong only because I'm behind the counter and just see so many people who are coming now to be a part of betting on NFL football. I think the teaser craziness will be Patriots to win the football game, but in the other game, I don't think you want to tease Atlanta down to +1 or a +2 where you're getting Aaron Rodgers and 10 points. That's kind of hard to pass up no matter what side of the counter you're from. And it proved again the other day where even though the Packers might have a chance to win the game, there was no way that they were going to lose their teaser money. So I believe from those type of bets we have, the prop bets, that teaser money on the Patriots, teaser money on the Packers. And hopefully we'll see what happens from there.
I mean, the props, Jimmy, and the Super Bowl total, I mean, what we could see with the Super Bowl total. Look at these 4 quarterbacks that are left.
Well, we finally got it down to there's no dream teams here, that's for sure. I mean, you got the 4 guys on the ball there that had fantastic years, and who knows what will happen. Pauly, this I've never seen. I'm sure that I'll be looking and listening to other people also who follow this thing. I've never seen a 60 total in an NFL playoff game. But you know what? The sharps will be on the under, and the parlays will be all on the over. So it'll be one of those situations where this will definitely be pros against recreational guys with the total. But I've never seen a 60, and I've been doing this practically my entire life.
You were actually okay last week, you told us, because you got some Miami money and Detroit money late with the professionals. How tough a weekend was it for you?
Yeah, so we saw, Pauly. It's like we actually had some buyback on the teams that we needed. We weren't ashamed of going one with the Chiefs, even though there was 2.5s around, because we needed some buyback, A, on the money line, and B, on some of the Chiefs. So when you make it a bargain, was a 1.5 different from the market value out there. We did get a lot of play. It took away some of the hurt. It still was a losing weekend. We played about even on Saturday, but what happens when these situations, and again, no crying for the bookmaker here, because they had both winners on the parlay card and parlays that they bet over the counter on Saturday. So when Sunday hit, all you have to do is win one team, and you're paying them 6-1 now because everybody had both winners on with the parlays on Saturday. So that's what you get into, but that's a fair way of playing it, because we obviously could have won one of the games on the Saturday. But when it's a carryover like that, and 65 to 70% of your ticket count out there is on the same two teams, and they win and cover, obviously it makes for a hard Sunday. Just you're playing defense on Sunday as opposed to offense. But that's the way it is. And what can I tell you, buddy? 2 more games and 1 more game. What a crazy season it's been. But I wish they were starting over, which was August 15th.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, you put up an Alabama-Florida State line already?
Yeah, we put up 3.5, and we got some play on both ways. A little more on the 3.5. That's the Florida State game, September 2nd, and we actually wrote about 40 tickets over the weekend. Nothing earth-shattering, but as we've talked about so many times, the colleges are finally waking up also and putting these great games on the first college weekend of the season here. And we'll be ready, like I said, about 40 tickets. Maybe the biggest bet we took was $200, but it serves its purpose. People talk about it. People take it home. People tell their friends. The sports industry is having what I would consider a new reinvention of itself. We're getting a whole new broad audience, and that's brought in by women, and it's brought in by the phone app. So who knows where it's going to go from here, my young man.
Hey, guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.